everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing a scavenger hunt. So I have been mood reading this year in 2026. I know we're only like midway through February, but January, it was very, very good. I had tons of good reads. I was really into all the things that I was mood reading. February, and then I did a video where I was like, I had planned out some reads and that went pretty well. But ever since I finished that one, I haven't been feeling the books that I've picked to be reading as much. Like they're just sort of like fine. And so now I'm at the point where I'm like, what do I actually want to read? So it's been almost an entire year since I did the last scavenger hunt to find my reads, and I figured we're gonna do it again. Last time I did all the questions that Kayla from Books and Lala had done. This time I sort of changed them around and made them my own. I did take inspiration from those questions that Kayla had, as well as questions that Peter Likes Books had, as well as Books with Ellen. So I will leave all of them linked down below so you guys can check them out. I just know that they have done some of these in the past. And yeah, I did change everything to like what I thought would be interesting, but I did take some inspiration. So I do have 10 prompts that we're going to go through today to try to find my next TBR book that I'm like actually going to read this month, and we will talk about at the end of February, beginning of March, whenever I do my wrap up. So in order to get started, we first have to find my last 5-star read. And for me, it was from the vlog that I did recently where I was reading BookTube favorites, and so it was Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. This is a romance that starts with a one-night stand where our main female character, Winifred, gets pregnant and then tells our guy Beau here, and he is all in. We do have some slow burn romance after that. I really, really love this one. I also love the fact that we have some disabilities and stuff. Winifred has a limb difference on her hand, and Beau does have a prosthetic. I just, again, absolutely love this one. So what we need to do with this is to find a book with the same number of words in the title. Obviously, Out on a Limb has 4 words in the title, so that's what we need to find next, a book with 4 words in the title. I don't know why this feels harder than it should. Okay, the one that I have picked for this is The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. So this is going to be completely different. This is sapphic, although the romance is not the biggest part of this. It is going to be sci-fi, and it's sort of like being able to jump between worlds and realities and stuff. I really, really love this one, and I don't hear about it enough, although I didn't 100% like the sequel. I actually DNF'd the sequel. Keep that in mind. But as a standalone, I loved this. So our next thing is to find a book that has a similar cover. You can either do this as the color of the cover or the design, like the elements and layout. So for this, oh, I did pick a hard one, didn't I? We have sort of 2 different characters. I like the fact that it almost feels like a mirror image. I might try and go with that. Otherwise, we have like bluey grays and like light brown type of stuff. So okay, like I said, I did end up going with the sort of mirrored image cover. So I picked Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I'm pretty sure all of the editions of this book have that mirror image sort of situation. This is, I think, the Illumicrate edition. Yeah, it does say it on the back. And this makes sense because, again, we are sort of dealing with a alternate reality sort of situation. We have a character who is an orphan and ends up getting a letter from like her uncle saying, hey, come to our house, you're part of our family. And when she goes there, she realizes that there's like 2 different versions. I like this one, gave it 4 stars, and so it definitely has that sort of mirrored image. My next prompt that I said here is to pick a character's name from this book and then find an author who shares that same name. I have no idea how hard this is going to be or not, and I don't remember character names from this book, even though I read it last year. So, okay, our main character is Olivia. I feel like that shouldn't be too hard. Her cousin is also Matthew, and he is definitely in here as well. So I think Olivia or Matthew or something of that effect. Hopefully not too hard. And of course, I did have one. This is the first author that I thought of with the name Olivia. Olivia Dade. So I have Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. This is another one I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. It is romance. It has some fandom elements. We have a fat or plus size main character. And I love the, I think it was ADHD rep in here with our main guy as well. I absolutely love this one. If you like fan fiction and sort of that fandom culture, I do think this one worked out very, very well. So our next prompt is to look at the page number and then find the inverse number of pages. So this book, I'm gonna go straight to the back, and this is like right after the short story. I think like right after the acknowledgements. This book has 409 pages, which means I should be finding a book that has 904 pages. Definitely use Goodreads or whatever you have with this because it's gonna be a big book, but I have absolutely no idea what books I have that are close to 900 pages. Okay, and this is a situation that I'm very glad that I was able to look on Goodreads because going on there, I had a few things that are in the 800s but nowhere close to 900, like 820, and then I had some thousands and things like that. So the closest one that I have here is Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. This is 912 pages. So we're only like 8 pages off. I definitely think this counts. This is another book I gave 5 stars. This is the series conclusion to the Dark Artifices series. It's part of the Shadowhunters world, and this is like the sequel series to the Mortal Instruments. Like I said, this is the conclusion. It is thick and chunky, but these are like the paranormal books. I still absolutely love them. Probably a guilty pleasure, but like, yeah. For our next prompt, I want you to use the blurbs on the book, or if they don't have any, the acknowledgements section, to find another name there. And then find an author or character that shares that name. And so it does look like this book specifically does not have any blurbs that I can see, so we are gonna go to our acknowledgements area. And now I'm thinking this book has no acknowledgements. I had to just pick the best one of this, didn't I? Okay, I do see a dedication to a Sarah, and I'm pretty sure this is actually for a Sarah Reese Brennan, because that is another author that has helped out with some of like the short story collections, and I'm pretty sure they're friends. I do not see. Why is this the book I picked? Yeah, I don't see any acknowledgements in here. It looks like it goes straight into part 1 of the book, and then at the end they have an epilogue, and it looks like a little like short story, like a bonus story, but then as soon as that's over, that's it. So yeah, okay, so Sarah, I need to find a book that is written by a Sarah or that has Sarah as a character in it. Okay, so I decided to go with the author name because that was going to be the easiest one to make sure. I don't know if I have any characters named Sarah, but I wanted to open it up for anybody else trying to do this. I picked Heroine Complex by Sarah Kuhn. So this is a superhero story. I think I gave this book 4 stars. It's the first in a series that I definitely want to continue because it does have a lot of humor. Like we open up with our characters fighting demon cupcakes. I mean, like that's on the cover. There is a little bit of romance. Our main character is basically trying to take over the superhero stuff when the other one needs a break. But she doesn't really have any powers and it's like trying her best. Like I really did enjoy this one and I need to continue. So that's what we're going with. Our next prompt is to find another book from the same genre. You can be as specific or general with tropes as you want. Because this is like a sci-fi superhero one, that's what I'm gonna be attempting to look for. And for this one, I picked Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. So this is going to be YA, and it's about a character who is part of this superhero family, but again, doesn't really have any powers, and is trying to just sort of live their life that way, is also discovering their sexuality. I think she's bisexual, and so she's like figuring that sort of stuff out. I really like this one. Again, it's the first book in a series that I definitely want to continue with because each book in the series has like a different main character, people that we've met in here. And so again, gonna have that good superhero aspect. Although both characters from both books are sort of on the periphery, so I think this definitely works. And then the next prompt that I have here is to pick an element from the cover and find that word in the title of the next book. Again, I did not pick a book that had a ton of stuff on the cover. That's okay. I definitely see maybe like fly, like flying could work. The back has more of like a city sort of situation as well. Her shirt says, Master Mischief was right about the cheese. Yeah, okay. I think maybe like a jump, leap, fly, some of that action stuff, that's what they're doing. So yeah, okay, I made this hard for myself. Okay, I did it. I found a book with the word fly in it. I have Don't Die Dragonfly by Linda Joy Singleton. This is the first book in a series that is about a character who can like sort of see in the future a little bit. Like it is a little bit paranormal, witchy type of stuff. But I'm pretty sure she maybe like sees somebody that's going to die. And so they're like, I see a dragonfly tattoo. I need to sort of save this person. I need to finish this series. This is one that is like out of print. And I collected the books from the series a while ago because I had read like the first two back in high school and I never finished. So I need to finish this, but Dragonfly, fly is here. Okay, my next prompt is a little bit easier. If your book is part of a series, which mine is, find a standalone. And then also the reverse. If your book is a standalone, find a book from a series. So I just need to find a standalone. Much easier. Okay, so I just picked the one that I gravitated to the most, mostly because I looked at this one earlier as I was trying to figure out what prompts I wanted to do. And it's one of my favorite books. And I've been feeling like I need to reread it. So I picked it up, and that is going to be Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. This was my favorite book of 2024. Absolutely love it. The audiobook is amazing because Nathan Fode narrates it. And this is like a murder mystery fantasy sort of situation. All of our characters are on this boat traveling up this river to this mountain. There's like 12 of them, I want to say, because they're each from a different province here. They're all supposed to have magic, and like they're going to be solidifying their like reign of each province. Our main character does not have magic, so he is hiding that fact from everybody. But then also on like the first night there, one of the people gets murdered. And so now he's like, okay, somebody is out for people. I already don't have magic. I need to figure out what's going on. More people keep dying. I really love this one. It's very funny, very queer normative. It was so, so good. So my next prompt is to look at the author's name, which is Frances White, right down here, and look at their initials, so FW. Then we need to find a book where the new author's name starts with one of those initials. And it could be first or last name, doesn't matter, but we need either an F or a W. Okay, again, last names were easier than first names, although you can definitely do it that way if you would like. I picked The Accidental Apprentice by Amanda Foody. So I use the F for Foody. And this is going to be a middle grade series that is really, really good. I gave this book 4 stars, but I've been really loving the rest of the series. I think book 5 comes out later this year. I'm so excited. But we follow our main character of Barkley, who lives in this town by this like lush forest. But the townspeople do not go in there because lore keepers are in there, and they do not like anything to do with lore, which is like the magic system. Barkley ends up accidentally going in there, something like that, and bonds with this like shadow wolf type of creature, and so he has to be swept up into the lore keeper world. Each book has followed like a new problem that they've had. I've absolutely been loving it, so this is the one that I went with, and now we are actually on our last prompt to find the TBR book that I'm going to read. And so we need to open the book to page 25 and then close your eyes and point, and the word that we point to needs to be in the title of your TBR book. Do this as often as you need to in order to find a book that you can actually read. So, Bonded. Okay. Bonded. I'm gonna assume we can do Bond as well. I mean, I say assume. I'm the one that made the rules. Do I have anything currently that I can use? I immediately thought of a Kindle Unlimited book that I could read that I've been curious about, but I'm curious to see if I actually have anything up here on my TBR. Okay, let's see. Okay, I do actually have one book that has the word bonds, which I'm counting in here, and that is going to be Bonds of Brass by Emily Skrutsky. So this is a book that I picked up, I think, near the end of last year at a Friends of the Library book sale. So it is nice and shiny because it has all the library stuff still on there. This is going to be sci-fi, which I've always said I love sci-fi. I love the genre of sci-fi, but I don't read it enough. I do believe it is also going to be queer, and this had tons of blurbs on the back. This would have been good for a different one. And so I think this is what I'm gonna go with. I do not know much about it. I will also say if for some reason I don't like this one, or if I want to go even further into this video, you guys will see as I read stuff and like talk about it in my wrap up. But the book that I had remembered that I wanted to read off of Kindle Unlimited was Bonded by Thorns, which is Beasts of the Briar Book 1 by Elizabeth Helen. This is going to be a wide shoes paranormal romance that is inspired by Beauty and the Beast. I definitely want to read that as well, and that was the very first book that I thought of, but I wanted to pick a book off my TBR because I'm trying to read my TBR down more than like anything else, and so we're gonna go with Bonds of Brass, but I might also read the other one as well. Let me know if you've read either of those, and I'm gonna leave all of the questions and prompts linked down below because like I said, this is a video inspired by other people's videos. I've done these scavenger hunts in the past, but I was the one that created all of the prompts for this one, just based on knowing what other people have done previously and things that I would want to try and find in books. So that is going to be it for me today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so I will see you then. Bye!